This is how much we paid. Everything is done. $12,478.69. Alright, so you guys saw there. That was a healthy chunk of money to just finally get off the plate of debt that I have. I'm actually going through right now and getting rid of some of the... I got to mark down what my debts are on my to-do list, so I need to get rid of that. But I want to make a huge update for the channel. Basically, from now on, I'm just going to be using this whole platform as basically a log for me. Hey, this is what I did this day. This is how much, we made or lost or stuff like that. Basically going over, trying to get all of my goals accomplished for the year. So just kind of like milestones and something to look back on and say, hey, this is where I was at this point in time. So the reason I'm saying that is because if you see I don't post a video for a day or something, like just something along the lines of, hey, a video wasn't posted this day, I'm not really going to be using this as a huge source of income coming in the near future. Yes, it's nice to get the extra money from YouTube, the affiliate links that I have for Amazon, and some of the other stuff that I do promote on this channel, but it's not going to be a main source of income. There's a lot of things that I'm going to be working on in the background that I will not post on here until it's all said and done. So we got a bunch of stuff for sale, a bunch of stuff out the door. Basically, yeah, I told you guys what my goals were for the year. I went over pretty much everything in day one video. None of that stuff has changed, but I am going to go over what I've added and what I've gotten rid of off of that list. Actually, I don't think I've gotten rid of anything, but basically the end goal, checking, I got rid of my savings account. I started investing more money into other places, basically looking at seeing how these other guys are doing it. And having a savings account is nice, but at the end of the day, saving money does nothing for you. Obviously, you want to have a little bit of reserve, but the end goal is going to ultimately be cash flow. So I went over 2022 goals was I want $5,000 in both my checking and my other checking account, so $10,000 as that'll be my reserve. Debt-free by October 8th, waking up every day at 4 to 5 a.m. I have been doing that, a little bit of slacking off the past 2 days, but I've been working really hard this month and trying to get everything out the door, and I did make a huge milestone. Obviously, we will want another trailer at some point, flatbed, 30 to 40 foot trailer. Probably at this point just going to look for a 40 footer because since the white truck sold, I have been looking for trucks. By the end of the year, I want a quad cab, short bed, Ram 5500, has to be a third gen. I know that they come with DPF and they come with all the other BS. It has to be an Ison truck, and it has to be in black. So I'm going to be looking for one of those probably in 6 to 7 month range. Being as frugal as possible where needed this year. So if something is not a tax write-off, I have to look at it and say, is this worth buying for me? Some things in here, if it's a tax write-off, I will look at my expenses, or I'll look at it and I'll say, okay, is it something that's worth it? And see if it is something that I would like to buy. Like obviously, so I went yesterday and I ordered all of the parts for my trailer to fix it, and turns out they were the wrong parts. I spent $663. I have to wait until Wednesday for that stuff to come in, and then I have to return it, so then it'll be $52 to return it, so I'm only getting like $611 back for it, so whoopsies, unfortunate. But I am going to be calling Lippert here soon to see what parts to actually order. I want to get 4 new equalizers for that, and all bronze bushings, wet bolts, the whole 9 yards. So obviously frugal as possible, but if it's a tax write-off, we can kind of look at that expense and say, okay, is this something that is going to be value? All right, so next goal, obviously for the year, I told you guys, I want to do 260,000 gross this year. Now, a lot of the things, there are things that I put in my money coming in. I do have a sheet for like everything I made this year, but it's not totally like I do add things that other people wouldn't count as technically income. If it's reimbursing me enough money or any amount of money that hits the account, I mark it on that sheet so I know exactly what is coming in. So things like the sales, I think if you include the 2 things this year, if you get rid of the CRV and you get rid of the Ram, the white Ram that I'm selling, I still did over 22,000 this month. To do 260,000 a year, you have to do it's $21,666.66 a month is what you have to do to hit 260,000 gross. And I looked at that and I said, okay, we can do that. So that's one of the things this year, and then basically as much money I'm going to obviously pay off. I have $25,000 in debt now that I paid off $12,500 today. Paying that all off gives me $25,000 left. So if I did $260,000 gross minus the money that I did this month, which was about $30,000 is what came in this month, that's, you know, pretty promising. So if I could do $22,000 again next month, and the month after that, and the month after that, that would be great as the YouTube views go back up, because our views, I think they're touching close to about 400,000 a month. So that's really, really good. Yeah, it definitely seems like it's promising, because my record from YouTube was $4,025 2 months ago. If I were to do even $3,000 a month on YouTube, that would take out 3,000 times 12. That's $36,000 out of the year that I wouldn't have to physically make. So 3,000 is generally the minimal that I would make off of YouTube if I'm posting consistently, which isn't bad. And then you come October into December, ad revenue jumps up, and then say we do $5,000 or $6,000 in revenue those couple of months. Like, it's all definitely possible. And then obviously open the business for the year, and then a major credit card by the year. I want to use the credit card and then pay it off at the end of the month. That way I can let the account build throughout the month, pay the monthly debt, see how much is left in the account, and then invest the rest. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So like I said, if you guys don't see daily uploads anymore, don't be surprised. I am going to still try to post every day, but I'm not pushing myself. I come home, I get home around 5 or 6 o'clock, and then I'll start editing a video. Then I'll go through everyone's comments. Then I'll go through everybody's Instagram and emails and all that. And it is a lot. So if I can focus away from the stuff that isn't making money and start putting my effort into the stuff that does, that's going to be kind of the goal there too. So obviously I haven't been reacting or answering a lot of the comments as much as I used to really like to do that. It saves me about an hour and a half every single day to not go through the comments. And that's ultimately a lot. That gives me time to rest. That gives me time to sleep. It just ultimately gives me time to focus and re-energize. And same thing, if you guys ever have any real questions that are super important to you, feel free to send me a message on Instagram or even my email. I always do answer that. Sometimes it takes time, but I always answer the emails or the messages. So other than that, let's get into the rest of the video. Hope this makes sense to the guys that are out there actually watching and giving a shit. Appreciate you guys. Let's get into the rest. All right, this thing has been sitting for a few days. Let's see if she starts. It's actually nice enough today. 45 degrees. Been sitting for a while. Yeah, it's been sitting for a couple days. It was super cold yesterday and the day before, so I haven't started it in like 3 days. So it is pretty mad, I guess. So I'll have to hold the throttle a little bit. A little bit of smoky smoke, but whatever. So we're gonna go get this thing washed today. I found out I can shorten my winch cable by about 43 feet with a snatch block, so we're gonna go set that up as well. There we go. Now she'll idle on her own. So we will be off for the majority of this week, if not some of next week, because I went and ordered those parts. It's $663 for everything. A subscriber had actually sent them to me, and I was like, oh great, cool, I'll do this upgrade, right? So I order them, I start doing more research. Somebody else mentions to me, hey, those aren't gonna work, you have slipper springs. I'm like, damn it. By the time I went to cancel it, now I have to wait until Wednesday when it gets here to return ship it, and then I have to pay 50 bucks for the shipping, so whatever. So I won't get the refund until like Saturday till Monday-ish. I ordered new bronze bushings and wet bolts. The only thing I haven't ordered yet is the equalizers, because I need to recoup that money from that, obviously, because I spent like 300 bucks on the wet bolts and the bronze bushings. So it'll also be another 300. It'll be about another 350 bucks to order all 4 of the equalizers. So we'll get that. No big deal, just a little bit of time. So yeah, and then we have the white truck that we are waiting on. Waiting on him. He's got $2 grand now. Waiting on the other 2,500. I know. Hopefully everything goes good, because he's like been bugging me for it. He wants to write up a contract and like, hey, I'll pay you by the 10th. Can you drop it off? You keep the title, yada yada. I definitely am gonna hold on to it until he pays for it, unless somebody else offers me 5 for it, because I actually made quite a bit of money off of that truck because I paid $5 initially after the shipping, and it saved me $3,300 on a transmission. I sold the old setup for $2,000. So there's, on top of that, like, I'm already like way in the clear of making money off of this thing because I didn't have to pay a $1,200 core. I got to make $800 instead of spending $1,200, so I made a full $2,000 off of that. Like, there was a ton that I was able to save and make off of this white truck. So if I can sell it for the same price that I bought, we are searching for 5500s now. Must be a quad cab, must be black, must be a short wheelbase, 19.5 GVWR, obviously, 2-wheel drive, 444 gearing, black, you know, the whole 9 yards. So we are starting to look for that. Since I wasn't gonna start this project for like 6 months to 12 months, that's about when I'm searching for something. So the budget's gonna be like in between 25 and 30, but the stipulation is I do need to be debt-free first. So we'll see where our finances are at in about 6 months. And either way, a 5500 is in the future now, since the white truck is off the table. Let's go get this thing cleaned and go from there. So feeling pretty good, being $13,000 broker than I was Sunday. All right, sheer laziness. We're gonna get all this crap off. So show you what the after is, and we'll go from there. So I'll put a picture up on the screen of what kind of equalizers I actually ordered. So we'll just get all 4 of them. Hopefully the wet bolts that I ordered work really well too. I mean, it does suck that there's a little bit of play, but it's not like an insane, well, I mean, I don't know how much would be physically inside of the leaf spring, but you know, it's not an insane amount. I have seen worse. So I'm also going to take this right here and try to straighten this bar out. As you guys, that's what happened with the accident. So we got our snatch block going up along and then basically come back around. So this is a permanent attachment of this rope. So we'll see if this actually works. I do want to make sure, because I want to make sure that this doesn't actually touch any. Put my foot under it. Oh, she ain't happy. I need to get new cables for this damn thing. So as a temporary, I have it right here on the back one. That is a welded one. I wouldn't mind getting something like a shack or something to weld to that, and then we can just put it straight to this. But that's basically how I'm doing my setup there, which this is essentially doubling your winching power, which is awesome. That's what I wanted. And then I'm probably gonna cut that black thing in half and put it, let me show you. Get over here. So I'll cut this black thing in half so that, because you can see like it's already wearing that. So I'll cut that and then put half of it on the other side, which should work out really well. And then I don't have to worry about scrubbing on this metal, because ultimately that's what destroys these cables from what I've heard. So these are not as durable, but they are stronger. So like if you're gonna rub it like on something like this, you're gonna screw that cable up in no time at all, from what I understand. But in the long term and actually using it, this cable will actually be stronger and safer and not take your head off like a steel cable would. Let's get that done real quick. All right, much better. All I had to do was cut it, slide it, take it out of here, and bring it to the other side. So that's done. And I wonder, so those equalizers, from what I understand, are not supposed to be down like that. They're supposed to be up, kind of like that one up there. So that would also be a sign of some sort of failure. So hopefully I ordered the correct bushings, because these axles, these are Lippert, you guys can see right there. So I ordered the bronze bushings, and I'm hoping that I ordered the right ones this time, because I ordered ordering the wrong ones. So hopefully again I ordered the right ones, as opposed to, it's really hard to tell from their site. I can only assume that since they're for 7K axles that they're correct. It was like $300 and some, so hopefully at least all of that's correct. The equalizers we know are right, so we'll get those. But yeah, from what I've seen, there's been other people that have actually had to cut these off and put new ones on, so I'm hoping that we caught it early enough on that I don't have to do that. That would be nice. So I refuse to take any of this apart until it's time. I also need to go through the wheel bearings, because I feel like every one of them, we're gonna also reset all of them. So that's, you can hear a little bit of slap in that one. Not sure how this one's faring up. Let's check this one. A little bit of play. So like I said, we'll get it all taken care of. It'll all be brand new. All be brand new. We'll go from there. And all the wiring, we'll be ordering brand new wiring and everything for all that as well. I don't want to have any issues. Like I said, this was all temporary just to verify that everything works, and we'll get new ones here soon. As for the truck, we got it all washed, but it's not the best thing in the world because there's still salt on it. I pressure washed it and everything. So the downside, from what I'm noticing, you definitely need to take a scrub brush to it, or at least like washcloth it. All right, back a couple days later. It's been like 3 days. We've been working on some things in the background. We got parts on order. Those should be here today finally, so we'll have the trailer 100% either, if not today, which I doubt it'll be today, it'll probably be tomorrow or Saturday. Still waiting on the guy with the truck. He's got $3 grand now. We're just waiting for him to come up with the other 1,500. We'll be towing that down to Delaware. But in the meantime, we're gonna get over to the shop, work on the red truck. He needs, we just did an oil cooler on it. That needs to get taken care of. We need to get all the old coolant and oil out of the engine and flush everything and get everything going. So maybe if I'm lucky, I'll be able to flush my heater core, but we'll see. So let's get into it. Sorry for keeping you guys waiting, but it is what it is. Like I said, if I don't post every day, don't be surprised, but let's get out there and get to work. That's the old oil?
I guess it doesn't look so bad in there, but
after a
nah, Steven.
Huh,
it doesn't look too good.
That's after the
yeah, it was thick.
Oil cooler replacement. Not bad. Well, as long as you got everything in there. I don't know. I'd have to see it, but yeah, I wish you would have kept the old one so we could have actually told you if the old one was bad or not. But hopefully not a head gasket.
So I didn't even run it for very long. That was maybe like 20-30 minutes of driving with how thick it came out.
I mean, there's still a bunch of stuff in there. It's like, it's kind of hard to, you're gonna have to flush a whole system, and it might take you some time.
I got like 6 gallons of distilled water. I got like 4 gallons of coolant, and we got a garden hose.
Garden hose it, yeah. Because here's your heater core lines back here, right there. So you could just clamp them off if you didn't want to get it through the heater core. But I'd say it's already, if you're getting oil in the coolant, it's like you've already got all that shit in there. Just reverse flush it. Yours is easy. You just take it off the lines. I want to do mine at some point, but mine doesn't have heat.
Mint. I didn't even try the heat.
So
on the way here,
I think it's gonna be time to oof. Just did the oil cooler. You can see all the garbage on there, so hopefully we can get it all cleaned out, start from scratch. This is not gonna be fun, but this is gonna be disgusting. All right.
oh my god, he said pickup truck.
Hey, that looks a little healthier than what's coming out of the radiator.
Oh, the oil floats, I think.
Oh, okay. You want me to open the cap?
Look in the cap.
I did. Oof. Just gonna.
Do you not see it at the top?
That's disgusting.
I
Oh.
already filled this once. I don't know why my dumbass thought it would be fine.
Looks a lot like a cream pie.
Ah, fucking. Water went right in my damn eye.
Oh, sorry to hear that. I don't remember caring or asking.
You're an asshole.
Alright, let's get this.
I just want content off of you, shit, man.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a. Oh, man, Josh. Goodness gracious.
How the oil was when I got here, I think it's fixed.
I hope you brought some stuff to, like, actually flush it and not.
I did. I brought 6 gallons of distilled water.
That's not what I meant. They actually make.
I bought 2 flushes, and one is in there.
Okay. Oh, one's already in here?
Yeah, I put one in there before I got here.
Let's see. You're gonna want to also.
I almost
get that out of there. That's disgusting.
I almost got some copper out.
Oh man. Well, this is what we're doing today. If anything fun happens, I'll let you guys know. And you still having the issue of oil blowing out the dipstick?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. I got more coming out.
Because mine does it too. Mine drips right on the number 5.
That vacuum pump, I think it's still fucking cool. It tastes like shit.
Yeah, it does.
I need this crop to come out. It's like little sperm.
Oh, look at the chunk.
Oh my god, look at that chunk.
That is gnarly. Well. Oh man.
Time to buy a new truck.
Time to buy a new truck.
Oh, Stephen, yeah, it's getting worse.
Is it? Oh, there we go.
Oh my goodness.
Get the garden hose out.
Oh yeah.
That's great. Well, so
That's what the oil looks like coming out of the pan.
the hope is that the oil cooler fixed it and that this is all just residue
I
and
drove it here.
yeah, one of them was also, you said it was also the flush kit that you dumped in there as well. So that's probably why it looks like that. All right, so he ordered these for $98. So the harnesses obviously don't match up down there. So here's the old. We're gonna have to match that at some point. I'm not doing it today, but we're gonna at least get them mounted. And this is kind of weird. So it has these really long studs. You put them through here, and then there's this backing plate. Like, what a design. Thanks, Amazon. So I guess that'll sit in there like that. He's doing the coolant and everything, so I figure I'll do something productive. Get these on so you can at least use them.
Not too well.
Now you're blowing bubbles.
Maybe just didn't hold it far enough. Which way was I just in?
There you go. Oh.
Now.
Hey, there's coolant in there. That's a good sign.
Looks like COVID shit.
It's a new brand of COVID right there.
Is that the Megatron pipe?
Megatron variant. Them damn Transformers. I wish I could see down in there.
Watch the leak not even be fixed.
That's why I said to go to the car wash and just hook the pressure washer up. That looks like coolant. I don't know, man.
Oh, it's fine.
You were making such a mess.
Sorry.
There's a drain right there.
I guess there is a hose right there. It'll be fine.
Break the degreaser out.
Or is it shoot it on the truck at this point?
That's me after a long night of Taco Bell. Oh, that's terrible. Me after eating them peanut butter chocolate bars last night.
I'm not even at the bottom, it's just curling.
Ew.
Oh, that's not.
Looks like you just pulled it out of your ass.
Looks like I wanted to slap myself in the face with it.
Oh,
It's
goodness.
it's actually power wire.
Goodness.
This is a magic trick.
Goodness gracious.
Come on.
He's living on a prayer. Oh. Alright, we're going to put some flush in here.
This is round 2 of flush.
Yes, and then we spray it out with the garden hose.
Right to the environment.
No.
No, we're disposing of it properly.
Yes. Into the environment. I'm kidding.
Isn't that how you get rid of batteries? You throw them in the ocean or something?
Yeah, there's a whole Facebook group on that.
Holy crap.
We need to go get the distill.
What's up?
We need to go get the distill.
Holy hell, we're in. Alright.
I'm not wasting that much. Like I got the coolant to fill it, and we can't go back to get the distill.
So we just need to go and drain it and then refill it.
We just need to go get the distill. I'm kind of getting angry. So what do you want to do?
I want to go back to the shop, grab the distilled, fill it, and then drive it back to the shop.
You'll want to get it off the road at least.
It's fine.
Not in this spot. You're in the fucking
I don't
lane.
give a fuck. We're fine.
Pull it. No, like pull it like right here.
No.
Only.
It's fine. It really is fine.
Not with no four-ways on.
Four-ways.
No, they're not.
No.
Well, this is turning into an adventure, so I'm gonna go get coolant for them real quick since we're right up the road. I was gonna flat tow it, but these second gens, two-wheel drives have nowhere on them.
It's like they'll get you through inspection, but then they'll just go solid. I even put a new flasher in it.
I don't know. Well, he cares more about his stuff than I do because he runs distilled water. This boy takes care of his equipment so well, and yet it still breaks. And then there's this that I've abused, neglected, all that, and years later it's still just doing what it needs to do.
I would like to get the garden hose crap out of here. Drain this 1 or 2 more times and fill it with coolant.
There we go.
After we replace the head gasket, so we just hit about 230.
You're not gonna need a head gasket for 230. I've hit 245. 246 actually was my record a couple of times. Climbing grades with a big trailer.
Yeah, I shut it off way back there. I thought I'd coast it the whole way up to the bar and it just couldn't get there.
You're worried about 230. Here's me cruising along at 245. Look at that, distilled water.
That should probably be enough to get back.
There's still a little bit in there, but you know, it's not as bad. You're gonna have to run it through like a couple more times, but we got the majority of it out. What are you doing? I wouldn't start it yet. You gotta, oh, it's empty. Oh yeah. So we garden hosed it to get it, you know, everything to go through. We got as much as we could with the pressure washer, went through like a little bit. So he's gonna fill up so that we can get it back to the shop. And then we'll drain and do another refill, and then that should be about it. There ain't shit in that top hose. Oh, that's a lot better than 230. That gauge is bullshit because it says 230. No, not right now, but the max is 230. Mine goes to 245.
It didn't go past 230.
So in overheating, it's not even overheating. Look at all that blow by.
I haven't replaced the top lines yet, and then I'll probably look into other shit.
I wouldn't worry about it.
I don't think it's blow by.
I wouldn't worry about it. There's no pressure behind it. Yeah, there's no pressure behind it. It's just steam. Oh, he also put the new mirrors on and got rid of the steel, got rid of the aluminum covers. They're in the back. So I don't like it, but whatever. Well, he made it. Ran something over. I don't know what that is on the ground, but. How's it running? How's it run?
Good.
I just fill it up with coolant and not worry about it ever again. Maybe do another oil change.
Maybe one more oil
You got
change.
shit on your nose.
It's fine.
How you like the new mirrors?
I didn't really get to look at them. The fucking windows are all fogged up. And I have
You got shit on the middle of your nose. There you go. Annoying. What you run over?
What do you mean? Oh, I don't know. A rock?
Hopefully nothing of mine. Oh, yeah, not too bad. So you got your mirrors. You just need a hitch now.
It's still running. It'll be fine, I think.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm not one to give a shit. You know me. I run regular water and have never had an issue. You actually take care of your shit and it says fuck you.
It's not my fault.
I know. That's the thing. Mine should be the one breaking. Mine should be. This 12 valve has just never an issue. People told me this, people told me that. Don't do this, don't do that. Mine just does it. His
He takes care of it so well.
It's got 3,000 miles on it.
And it just says, fuck you. He's only put 3,000 miles on it, though.
I ain't mad.
I would be. Fuck that truck. I don't know. All right, we'll pull in so I can pull up there.
True.
Looks so much better wet than it does not wet.
I like it. It looks really good from like the front. Just seeing the whole truck.
No, it looks good from the back. I don't like the front.
True.
The front's ugly.
They all look good from the back.
Not yours, because yours is like, I don't know, close the door. Yours is like weird. I don't know. We'll have to get your wheels cleaned up and painted and whatnot. That way they don't look like that.
I can't believe that one looks like that. It's the ugly duckling of the Ford.
I can, because like, it's always the inside of the wheels that look like crap. So, let's get her drained, get her refilled. Oh, look, black lines. Someone's gonna complain. Oh, well. All right, let me know down in the comments what you would physically do about this. Like, what do you guys do? If it were my truck,
a lot of flushing to still have that much.
you know, if it were me, you know, I'd drain everything out of it, and then I'm done after garden hosing it. And then I'd just fill it up with coolant and water, you know, the way that you normally do, and then I'd just run it and never think about it again, because that's just how I roll with my equipment.
Is that the lowest hose?
The lowest hose is over here, and that doesn't reach the bottom of the radiator either. The petcock does.
The petcock's a piece of garbage.
I know.
What do?
Well, yeah, your lower radiator hose. I'd just take that out. And,
At least
yeah, this is what the oil looked like before, so we're just running that through as well. Hopefully, I'm just assuming that he did it correctly.
that would be milkshake as fuck.
Okay, so we're just running through the old shit then.
Yeah, like I've done 2 oil changes. I drained once, filled once, drained again, filled again. And 2 filters.
Oh yeah. We also got plastic for underneath it. You guys, here, look there. See, we got plastic underneath there. All right, dump the rest of it.
And oil.
Yeah, there was a lot of clean that came out of it, but then there's
a lot of clean. What?
Wait, why'd you dump it in here?
Isn't that what I'm supposed to do?
No, that's, I didn't even realize that. That's,
There's
oof.
oil in there, you can burn.
No. Go dump that in a bucket now, because I didn't realize what you just did until. Yeah, that's cool. This is oil, boy.
This is this.
Oof. No, that's coolant. Here's the oil that. Get out of there.
What?
You're gonna dump it in the barrel.
It's so heavy.
Get a bucket and a mop
What? You're not wrong though.
for this wop. Yeah. So before this gets dumped in my truck, we are gonna get a filter set up for this, because it's just that's what we're gonna be doing from now on. Filtering it before it goes in the truck. Let's see just how gnarly this oil is. Like a Subaru. This is what it looks like if you buy a Subaru. Or a Power Stroke, one or the other.
Actually doesn't look bad.
Because they always mix. The physics teacher in high school told me that oil and water don't mix. People with Subarus and Power Strokes disagree.
I actually poured a little coolant on top of this.
Well, a little bit of coolant never hurt a fuel system. Unless it's a common rail.
Actually no, this was the second oil change. This was really watery. Because I put tranny fluid in there.
I like tranny fluid.
This was the second oil change.
Oh, there's the coolant. There's the coolant. That's going right in the tank.
I have a thicker one. I think.
So here's the rest of it. What else you got?
This is thicker. This is definitely thicker.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
I like thick in my fuel system. Oh. Just don't.
Original oil change.
Well,
Can you not do that, Steven?
let's see. What am I going to be burning? Mystery fluid. That's not too bad. Wait till the green stuff. I see there's water in the top.
It barely poured out of the motor. I sent you a video of it.
You're gonna get that. You gonna get that water that's on the top in there too?
Sure.
No, I'm kidding. But you know, whatever. Just a little bit of water. Water and fuel. We have a filter for that.
Here's the part where you start getting thick.
Oh, that's. We're gonna get mad at me for running waste oil. I definitely see a hint of green in there.
That wasn't as bad as it came out.
Okay,
initially.
stop pouring. There's green in that. Stop it. I have to burn that.
You'll be fine.
A 12 valve is just a glorified waste oil heater.
Can you put in the clip of where I showed you initially coming out? That was pretty bad.
I don't know where it's at.
I got it for you.
Talk about a dumpster fire.
You're an asshole.
I only threw half this stuff back here. I didn't throw any of this stuff back here, Josh. Also, you have no tailgate straps whatsoever. This is Bluetooth tailgate straps. Look at this. There we go. No more Bluetooth. So I'm headed home now. We just got his truck. He can figure that out on his own. I don't. That's, you know, I'm done for the day. So I'm gonna go wait for FedEx and UPS and Amazon all to show up because I have 5 packages coming in the mail. 3 of which are for the trailer, and the rest of them I can't remember what else I ordered. So we'll see what all that, and hopefully sometime this weekend we get the trailer fixed because I'm ready to go back to work. All right, so it's raining outside. We're gonna get an ice storm tonight. So I bought a valve cover so I don't have to worry about the dumb one that I have. So I can actually just fill the engine up with oil through the valve cover now. So that's nice. I expected these to be a little bigger. These are little clips that that basically will pull the ramps, you know, so they'll stay in one spot. So those I'm glad I bought. Hopefully these are the right bushings and wet bolts for the trailer. So I went and bought these 2. This baggie right here is $300. So straight from Lippert, hopefully the correct parts. Even though it's raining outside, I'm gonna get this valve cover swapped out just so that it's done, so I don't gotta worry about it. These I'll keep in the truck just because I'm not gonna need them. And then I'm gonna go, well, I don't know how in depth I'm gonna get into it, but we'll see. I understand that the head is a little bit smaller on these. These are, I'm assuming that these are for the equalizer because I got 6 of them. I got 6 of these, so I'm hoping that these go for the equalizer. Yeah, I'm not totally sure what's going on. I hope I got the right parts. The bushings looks like this is what Lippert uses for their bushings, so this should be correct. And then let me grab that bolt again. Let's see, let's see if this fits. Okay, that fits in there, so hopefully everything works out. Let's just hope I got the right stuff, because I only bought, I think, 6 of these. So I understand we have 4 equalizers. Let me get out into this mess. Liam, you can stay in the truck. It's raining a little bit. So we have, actually I'm gonna assume they go there. So I don't know what the deal is with this bolt here. Hopefully that bolt's fine, but that is a greasable bolt, so we should be okay. And I haven't ordered equalizers yet because I just had to return some yesterday. So I spent like $700 for the guys that don't remember. Spent like $700 for literally nothing, got the wrong ones. They're not supposed to be down like that. So we'll see. I don't know, it might just be the angle as well because of, I don't know. It might just be because these wheels are literally off the ground. This one's off the ground. This one's off the ground. But this one's shaky. You can wiggle that back and forth. So before we go out as well, I'm also going to grease and redo all the bearings again. At least set them. And that way, because this one here in the center, I can tell this one has a fair bit of play. And then this one's solid here. But the centers do have a fair bit of play. Got that straight. So those things, they'll sit like right about here. And that should keep these sturdy, is the goal. So yeah, let's get this valve cover on. Truck looks gnarly. I really do like the way this thing's coming out. Just needs to get some paint on it. But yeah, I'll show you why exactly we are going with that valve cover idea. If you're gonna do a swap, just do that, because if you look at the 12 valve in this particular truck, and even in the second gens, the problem that you have is you can see my oil drain thing down there is tilted down at an angle like this, and that's tight. I could not for the life of me get it to stay up. It's just too far down. So I'm gonna grab a 15 mil wrench right now, swap that out quick. It'll take me literally no time at all. Well, it decided to start raining harder, but this kind of sucks with this new valve cover. I'm gonna have to go get some washers and whatnot. You guys can see the little indent that they have in there. That is stupid. So you can see how there's no indent here. That sits flush. So we'll have to go and get some washers for that, which I think I left the baggie of washers at home, so that sucks. So we will we'll tighten this back up and we'll come right back to it. But if it weren't for that, this is actually not a bad purchase, because, well, this was like 25 bucks on Amazon. So I still haven't ordered the battery terminals yet, but whatever. So you guys can see how, like, it's blown a little bit of oil here from the front main. I still haven't had the time to actually go and replace it. So I'm gonna go home and I will find my washers, my baggie of spare stuff. So I'll just throw this in the back for now, but not an overly big deal, just something that, you know, I'll lose sleep over because it bothers me that that's not installed. Maybe I'll install it when I get home, we'll see. So all right, we're home now. I can grab the valve cover, whatever I did with it, but I always recommend, if you're going to drive around, carry a bag of spare parts. Just spare, like, I don't know why I have that, or these two things, but like, always carry around a baggie of like anything that you've ever bought. I don't need that either. Like, these are all nuts, bolts, spare wiring. You know, there's a couple springs in here. I can get rid of those springs because they obviously didn't, I mean, they worked, but they didn't for our application. It's like, I have a bunch of washers and stuff. So we're gonna check the sizes of these and see if I can't find a washer that will work perfectly for our application and our bolt size. So here's the valve cover. I need something, the first one at least is going to fit in there, and then the rest of them we can just stack up these lock washers, not a big deal. We just need to make sure that the main part is going to seal. That's the main importance. All right, so I can't really set it down anywhere, but I have 3 washers, 3 actual real washers that will work. The bolt fits right through them. Hopefully it seals. I'm hoping that there's enough pressure on it that it actually seals. If it doesn't, we'll have to figure out something with that. But this is basically the best we got. I really don't know what else to do at this point, unless we go and get another bolt or a stud or something that has the same thread pitch, which I might do. So I'll just have to figure out what this thread pitch is and go get some bolts, and then we'll just, you know, run it like this and we'll go from there. Also considering getting some crankcase breathers at some point, but those things seem to be super expensive for no reason. Oh, here is the old one. You can see it says made in the USA. I don't know about that one, but hopefully it doesn't leak. If it does, I'll swap it back out till we find a solution. But there is what she looks like, and then we don't have to use that pile of crap down there. All right, so to end off the video, there is a couple of things I want to go over because everybody was wondering about the NV5600, my old one that I sold. It had 548,000 original miles on it. Now, I had sold the transmission, the transfer case, and the clutch all to the previous guy I was leased under, Chris. He bought everything. He said he was going to go through it. I sold him the transmission for the core price, sold him the transfer case and the other things. So everything together was like $2 grand, right? He's going through and rebuilding it and everything. Now everybody wants to know what the failure point of that was, because first we knew we had a failure. Then we're like, oh, the pilot bearing went out. So it's like, okay, cool. Maybe the transmission's still good. He took it apart and there was some carnage. Now, well, we found out what happened. For the guys that saying floating your gears ruins your synchronizers, those are the guys that anybody that says that, I just automatically assume they don't know how to drive a stick shift. Because the synchronizers in that transmission were one of the only things that were actually salvageable. The rest of it, which I'm going to put videos on the screen if I can go back and get those. They're in really bad quality, filmed with a potato. Sorry about that. But what we have found is that over time, towing in 6th gear, I know I've been said about it before, but it's like, it's just one of those. It's like, if you're towing in 5th gear, you're creating a dangerous situation for everybody around you. You're not going to be doing 60 miles an hour on roads that are 70, 80 mile an hour. So no, it's just absolutely dangerous. If you're going to tow, use your 6th gear, use your transmission all the way to its ability. It's not safe to be doing 60, 55 mile an hour all the time. It's also going to cause premature wear on your engine. You're revving your engine it's 2,500 RPMs all the time. Definitely don't recommend it. So that transmission, I got 548,000 original miles out of it. 6th gear, the bearings in 6th gear, it looks like finally came apart. It may have been a long time coming, but again, I'm loaded down 26,000 pounds all the time, pretty much is when I was doing it. And it just seems like something came apart in there from the 6th gear side and just wiped out pretty much. There was like gear chunks and whatnot, from pieces of the bearing and the 6th gear actually going into the transmission and causing other carnage. So that's basically what happened. Like I said, videos here on the screen. You guys can see pretty much what's going on. Maybe I'll touch base with him at some point on this, but that's pretty much what happened to that transmission. So yes, you can tow in 6th gear. I know I've gotten a lot of comments, oh, you shouldn't tow in 6th gear, this and that. And unfortunately, if you tow in 5th gear, you'll save your transmission, but you'll wear everything else out prematurely, and you'll also cause unsafe conditions for all the guys around you, the people driving on the highway. You're creating an unsafe condition. You are a road hazard, and you shouldn't be driving. But if you use 6th gear, you'll wear the transmission out a little bit quicker than you would, say, you were towing in 5th. So it's just one of those. It's like, could that transmission have lasted 600,000, 700,000 miles? Maybe. But it's one of those things that now we're prematurely wearing everything else out. So it's just one of those, do whatever you're comfortable with. I've been towing with that transmission for years, and it was all original. That was the only thing left in this truck that was original. It outlived the engine. It outlived the rear end. It outlived 3 transfer cases since I've had it. Even the front end, it outlasted the front. So it's like, if it outlasted everything else, I'd say that I got my money out of that truck. Before that transmission blew, this truck had grossed me probably $250,000 since I've owned it. So for a transmission to go out that only cost me $5,000 to go buy another truck that I made all my money back on anyway, I can't be mad at it. So I towed comfortably. I was happy with it, and we're good there. So, and where I get the $250,000 from, I used to do mobile mechanic work for this. So like back in 2019, I was doing mobile mechanic. 2018 into 2019, I was doing Hotshot. So I think I did a little over 100,000 gross on my first year. I did probably with the mobile mechanic like 45,000, and then last year I did 130,000 gross. So for it to do all that and last me all these years, no, I'm super happy with it. So I can't complain there. For anybody wondering, the synchros were not the problem in that transmission. So if you can't drive a stick, just say that. So I remember, yeah, towing and all this, I floated gears every single time. It's just one of those, the synchros were still fine in those transmissions. If you learn how to do it properly, you're not going to hurt your synchros. I don't care what the forums tell you. Most of those guys on forums, a lot of them are idiots. It's just the nature of the beast. So if somebody doesn't like something, they'll comment on it just because they can't do it, so they'll talk down on it to make themselves seem superior. But they're not. They're just people that can't drive a stick. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next video. As always, the end of the video, let's go over everything. Amazon affiliate links down in the description. You guys have asked me. I have this down in the description. This is a really, really, really good product from what I've seen. It has saved me many blowouts so far because I've gotten a couple of flats. Very rarely, I got one time it errored on me. One time, the inner tire started to read 60, 59, 58, 55, but it was a super cold morning. It was like 5 degrees. That is the only time that product ever gave me an issue, and then out of nowhere, it shot back up to 70 where it was supposed to be, and it stopped beeping at me. So
It warns you when you can set your pressures and everything where you want it, warning signs and all that. Super good product, down in the description. Any of the affiliate links, I get a kickback of that. And that's about it for Amazon. But if you guys are into investing money, you like to get paid to store your money somewhere, go check out Celsius.network. My link down in the description. You get $50 free Bitcoin after your first $400 deposit after 30 days. You also get another $50 after your first 30 days. If you use the code HODL50, you get $100 free Bitcoin. Just free money. And they pay you weekly yield on Bitcoin. It's like 6%, something like that. And then it goes down a little bit after your first quarter of a Bitcoin. But there's a bunch of different stipulations and whatnot. There's some cryptos that are paying 8%, 10%. There's some in there that do that. Go check it out. Sign up there if you're like me and you like to invest your money rather than just leave it in a savings account, which is absolutely stupid because a savings account doesn't pay you more than 1%. Then go check it out. So other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. Appreciate you guys. Sign up for Mudflap. Go check out Coinbase code down in the description. Free Bitcoin, all that stuff. So appreciate you. See ya. Safe travels. Bye.